Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about Git, or maybe the chaos that my code created, and how Git and GitHub act as a fire extinguisher for me. So as you can see, just see this file structure. I have a bunch of files, my final code version 2, and really, this is the final version. I swear. So this is when I got frustrated and um, I created multiple files of same code after making some changes, and boom, I was confused which file contains the logic that I was looking for. So yeah, Git is one way to handle that. So that was the issue. Like I was trying to keep the track of code changes that I made, and it was really difficult for me to handle all of my changes as I was doing a lot of changes. And there were basically lot of things that were going wrong. So there was a function which I overwrote, which has something really important, but I didn't notice at that point of time. Um, when we were collaborating, some other person tried to override the content what I was expecting it to do. I forgot what changes I did when, and um, maybe I pushed something else, and then now I want to go back to my original thing. So there were lots of issue when I was basically creating the version of same files. So that's where the Git comes in. So what is Git? So Git is a version control system. It's a super smart. You can say it's a super smart tracker for your code changes, and it basically helps you to maintain um, lots of changes that you or your team are doing. And how it works? So basically, it monitors or checks the project file or the directory where you have the projects, or the folder that where you have all the files. It can be Python file, JavaScript file. So it monitor all of them and remember that what changes you have done, and then basically take a snapshot of everything. Now key ideas behind the Git are simple. There are a bunch of fancy words. One is repo. Sometimes people call it repository. It's actually means repository, but people usually call it repo. It's a fancy word for your project commit. So commit is nothing but like taking a snapshot, or you can call it as a save point in a video game. And distributed because lots of people can work on same project. It's like multiple people can play the same game, and then you can take the snapshot of that time. But why actually do you want to know about Git? Why even bother looking at it? So like I have mentioned, like my project was in utter chaos. So Git actually helped me there. So it is actually a version control tool. So it actually checks every single changes that I have actually ever made, and then actually I provide like these are the changes that I have made. So I know what changes are made and when I made those changes. So there are no mysteries there. And if I break something, I can easily actually jump back to the older version where it was working. So maybe sometime, let's say I built some product called Sudoku, and then I introduced a bug, but lots of people started complaining it. Now I quickly want to resolve it, so I can simply roll back to my original version which was working and push those changes while I work on fix. So those are like some of the help help we get from the version control tool. It makes the collaboration easy as well. So let's say I am working on some feature, my friend is working on some feature, we both want to modify same file at some moment of time. So it actually helps us to easily update the code there. No, and it also allows us to experiment. So let's say I have a snapshot of code, I want to work on some really cool feature, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually include it in my project or not. I just want to try it out how things goes there. So I can create a branch from that, and then I can experiment on that, and if things look good, then I can actually merge it to my main branch and then ship it as a feature. Otherwise I can simply drop it. So it's like a risk free experiment, unlike modifying the same file and then going back, oh shit, I made those changes, now what can I do? So or creating like this works and then modifying it. So instead of that, this is actually more smoother. I already mentioned it provides the backup and basically freedom to tinker so that I can work anywhere. Right. Now this is Git. So what is GitHub? Like, is it same thing or is it something else? What the hell is GitHub then? Right. So Git is like a version control system. Then GitHub is like the storage for that. So you have version control thing, right? Now you want to store it somewhere. So where do you store it? So there are multiple providers. GitHub is one of them. So it actually uh, stores all the snapshot or all the histories of your commit in a repository. That is inside the GitHub. Is GitHub the only way to store it? No, GitHub is one of the most popular, used by a lot of developers, and especially in open source. That's why it's very well known. But there are other providers as well. You can name it as GitLab, Bitbucket. So that they are also widely used in some of the companies. But if you talk about open source, so GitHub is very well known there.